Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your man Valentine, baby. Coming from on the grind. It's the home edition, B. And our home edition has been, it's what, 16, 17 days since George Floyd has been murdered. And yesterday, the brother was put to rest next to his mama. So rest in peace, my brother, Big Floyd. And now we have people who are trying to get reform bills done so we can have change on police brutality. And the reform bills that have to be done, I think we need to do one in Canada, and I think for all the provinces, and so certain things can change. I believe that we need to have body cameras on all police, because I know people say if you ain't doing nothing wrong and you're good police, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if the police commissioner, the chief of police in Vancouver, in Van City, dude, you need to look into this, man, and you need to put body cams on some of your officers or all of them, because I know the things I've been through, and these cats probably shouldn't be on the force. And I got lots of friends who police, but you know what? For the people who are bad, and you need to do something to make sure that this systemic racism or bias does not continue. You feel what I'm saying? Because when I get pulled out of my car by gunpoint and put on the hood of my car for no reason because I have a nice car, that's some implicit bias. And if you think that stuff should happen to black people all the time, police commissioner, Mr. Mayor, that means you complicit in what they doing. Because if you can stand by and let this stuff happen and continuously happen and don't want to do nothing about it, this is the problem. So don't give me the point, don't give us the thing about, oh, it's costly and blah, blah, blah. You know what? You can actually make it happen. And the mayor can make it happen. So you guys need to get it together so we can have change. So black people can walk on the street or drive their car and not be afraid. You see what I'm saying? And in the US, there's a lot of Democrats who are putting a bill forward, and then there's a Republican cat named Tim Scott. He's a brother, yeah. And I'm wondering, as a brother, what is he going to come up with that's going to help with the Democrats' bill that they're trying to pass? Because I know for a fact that Trump probably put him in charge just so if it doesn't work, he can be the patsy. You know what I mean? So the sheer fact is, like I said, you know what? We need to get rid of the implicit bias, and we need to get rid of the people who are complicit and letting it happen, because you are just as guilty. And even at your workplaces, if you see something happening or you see somebody saying something, you know what it might be, they may think it's a joke, but it's not a joke, because it's racism and it's racist and also discriminatory. You feel what I'm saying? So anybody that's sitting there, any one of you, you got to think about it. If you have people who you associate with that do these things and say these things, and you let it go, you are now complicit. You feel what I'm saying? Because this systemic racism, it doesn't just happen. It happened for 400 and some odd years. When the first slaves came over in 1618. And it's continuing to happen now. It's 2020. I mean, watching a young dude, watching his father get killed on national TV. How can you tell me that you don't want to get body cameras? We shouldn't have to worry about being on the street and not be safe. You guys need to think about that. Body cameras do help. It makes you do the right thing. But if you police and you're doing the right thing already, you don't have nothing to worry about. And then, I see John Horgan doing his thing in on his press conference, and he's all happy about the NHL and everything coming back, and I understand the tourism. We need tourism back, and we need tourism to get it together and make sure that they help out, because BC is beautiful, and we want everybody to stay in BC and be able to see the beauty. You know what I mean? However, the sheer fact is, I didn't see any questions from anybody about this stuff, about how they gonna do the police reform, how they gonna take care of police brutality. You know what I mean? No questions. And he was all happy about all this other stuff. So, you know what? All that stuff that they were being said before, you see? All those pretty words, man. You see? Right now, I think they're complicit because of what they're saying and what they're not doing. Because you need to get it together and understand that black lives do matter. And we have to do something about it. And being happy about the NHL and everything else coming back. Yippee. I love sports myself. But you know what? This is the cause that should be at the forefront. And if it's not at the forefront, I understand you got to do these things first. If getting hockey back, getting tourism back, then you have to now put in, hey, we need to do some police reform to make sure we help out the black people and everyone of color. Hey, put it third. Ask some questions about that. People, you need to get it together and make sure you get questions so these people don't forget it. Because right now, it seems like, we have marches, but you know what? The politicians need to start stepping up and doing something about it. I don't want to be taken out of my car at gunpoint because I have a nice car. So we've got to keep this on the forefront. We've got to keep doing it until the police get their knee off our neck. You know what I mean? So you need to understand where this is coming from. And the RCMP commissioner as well, I mean, she couldn't even answer the question, is there systemic racism in Canada? I mean, what the heck is she? She was talking about Brenda Lusicki. She was talking about, I can't really answer that question. I'm having a problem with defining the term systemic racism. Well, define this. It's George Floyd with the knee on his neck. All the indigenous people that are being killed. I mean, come on. What kind of nonsense is that, man? You can't define systemic. You know it. It's a yes or no answer. Is there or not? Yes, there is. So stop the BS. You know it is. And all you people who are sitting there scared to answer the question, you guys are complicit in letting it happen. Shoot. My goodness. It's unbelievable. We got to be fighting 400 years, man. We still trying to be free. Unbelievable. You guys need to get it together. We need change. And Van City, we need change. Police commissioner, the mayor, everybody in the city council, John Horgan, get your act together, B. Come correct, man, and sit down at the table. You can come talk to Valentine, and we can have a conference. And we can sit down and discuss what we need to discuss. You feel me? Don't be scared, because I ain't scared. Now remember, we're still going through a pandemic, y'all. So we need to make sure we're careful. And take steps to be careful, man. If you out marching, whatever you doing, make sure you wearing a mask. You feel what I'm saying? And try to social distance, also physical distance. And make sure we stay safe. And remember all your frontline workers and first responders too. You feel me? Yo, it's your man Valentine, baby. If you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the grind with your man Valentine. George Floyd, rest in peace, my brother. Big Floyd.